In 2009, a New Jersey couple made headlines in papers when it was reported that they decided to name their newborn child Aryan Nation. One could argue that perhaps the Campbells were having an off day when their child was born, causing them to make this remarkably bad mistake. But then it came to light that the Campbells already had a 5-year-old son named Adolf Hitler. You would think that the Campbells would have run their ideas of baby names by their friends, who would have surely raised red flags. So we're thinking of German names for the baby, the Campbells say to their friends. Oh yeah? What do you have? Well, Christoph is the runner-up, the Campbells say. But I think we've decided on something more subtle, like Adolf Hitler. A moment of uncomfortable silence follows. You know, it's getting kind of late, and we really have to pick up our dry cleaning, the friends say nervously. Beyond the process of naming their older son Hitler, I wonder what kind of birthday themes the Campbells had for him. Like many children, I'm sure he is a fan of Nickelodeon. For his 5th birthday party, I imagine Hitler decided to have all of his favorite Nick characters be in attendance. So the Campbells, desperate to please, hired impersonators to dress up as SpongeBob, Dora the Explorer, and the Rugrats. The characters worked hard during the party to please baby Hitler and prove their loyalty. However, being the precocious boy that he is, Hitler recognized the cast of Rugrats for what they were and continue to be, a conspiracy of Jews. Tommy Pickles, the leader of the group, denied the accusations and begged to be spared. In the end, Hitler agreed to spare them with the exception of Chucky Finster, who was carried away and never seen again. His purple glasses given to Tommy as a lasting memento. Nowadays, it seems not much thought or effort is put into naming children. It seems like every week there's a new story about so-and-so naming their child after a piece of fruit or the latest fad. Growing up, my parents would name our pet animals after condiments and food. We once had a little black pug named Pepper and a cat named Rice. My parents' process for naming their own children was a bit more refined. For instance, my mother loves the musical Grease, and when she was pregnant with me, she wanted to name me after the main character, Danny Zuko. My father protested, and they ultimately compromised on Daniel. However, if my mother really had her way, she would have named me Frenchie or Kaniki. While pregnant with my youngest brother, my parents wanted to name him after something really significant and meaningful. They both love motorcycles, so they figured something with bikes would do. I was worried that my baby brother would end up being named Muffler or Handlebar. Ultimately, they named him Harley. At the time, I was really young and still at the age where pro wrestling was very important to me. I was obsessed with a wrestler named Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Hunter wore a tailcoat suit and usually carried a traditional spray bottle to highlight his snobbishness. I couldn't get enough of him. What I loved about this wrestler was the idea that amongst the violence and brutes that characterize all the other wrestlers, Hunter was graceful, elegant, and an intellectual of sorts. His signature move was called the pedigree, and he would give everyone lessons about proper etiquette and how they ought to conduct themselves. I wanted to be Hunter, so I tried to employ his style in my household. Mom, if you want Harley to be smart, you should really put that beer down, I tell her. Kiss my ass, she'd shout back. Like Hunter, I felt unappreciated and ahead of my time. I wanted to make sure that my baby brother would be raised right, so it brought me horror when I learned that my parents decided to name him Harley. Like the motorcycles? I asked. Hell yeah. Isn't it cool? My father exclaimed. The last time my father thought something was cool, he ended up getting his front teeth replaced with a gold grill. In an effort to curb my baby brother's doomed future, I pleaded with my parents to let me choose his middle name. After an aggressive campaign, I was able to convince them to make Harley's middle name Hunter. What sold them was that by doing this, it would make his name Harley Hunter Herrera, thereby making his initials Triple H. Hell yeah, my father exclaimed. Harley is a teenager now, though when he was younger I made it a point to expose him to art and the finer things in life, just as Hunter Hearst Helmsley would have done. My family always accused me of being a know-it-all and snobbish. I never denied these accusations, but like Hunter Hearst Helmsley, I felt I existed among savages, and it was my duty to fix them. As an adult, I realize now how silly my thinking was. To their credit, though, I'm forever thankful that my parents didn't name any of us Mitt Romney or hashtag. And nowadays, having that kind of foresight goes a long, long way. Thank you.